the Catholic Church is all about truth, hence why it follows science in pursuit of knowledge. And today's topic is a little bit different because there's not a lot of science in it yet. So mostly I just wanted to make this video to get you thinking. So I hope you enjoy. Today I'm talking about aliens. As I said, science hasn't found any yet, but science has shown that they are statistically likely, or at least statistically probable. So the chances that the Earth would sustain life is so small, but some of the traits that allowed it to do so is that it has an atmosphere, it has water, and it's a specific distance from the sun where it's not too hot, not too cold. And according to data from the Kepler project in 2013, 1 in every 5 stars in our galaxy is within that nice region. And so in our Milky Way galaxy alone, that's 40 billion planets that might sustain life, though the closest one is over 12 light years away. Now there are over 100 billion other known galaxies with billions of stars and planets of their own, but the closest galaxy is over 25,000 light years away. So we know that they're at the right distance, but the other two requirements, as well as checking them to see if they actually have life, is still pretty far away in distance and the technology needed to travel that distance. But we are starting a new year. A new year means new things, so who knows what new scientific discoveries will come in this new year. Because of this possibility, the Catholic Church have had lots of discussions on the topic. Modern science has illuminated just how large the universe is, and the real possibilities of other Earth-like planets. Now, people have been looking up at the stars for years. They wanted to know what was out there. Even still, many religions thought that the heavens was a place of the gods. It wasn't even an idea that creatures like us could be up there. One of the first people documented as speculating on this possibility of aliens was a Catholic cardinal in the 1440s named Nicholas of Cusa. The rest of the world had a geocentric worldview, but Nicholas had the idea that God was the center. What a concept. He said, "Life as it exists on Earth, in the form of men, animals, and plants, is to be found, let us suppose in a higher form, in the solar and stellar regions. Rather than think that so many stars and parts of the heavens are uninhabited, and that the Earth of ours alone is peopled, and that with all the beings perhaps an inferior type, we will suppose that in every region there are inhabitants, differing in nature by rank and owing their origin to God, who is the center and circumference of all stellar regions." Since then, the Catholic Church hasn't made too many proclamations about aliens or the possibility of extraterrestrial life, because there hasn't been any scientific fact for them to comment on. The few comments that have been made have been in response from the rest of the world asking the Church questions. They want to know what we think, and so it makes sense if you're going to ask an institution what they know, you go to the top. So they did. Pope Francis was asked about aliens, and he responded, "If, for example, tomorrow an expedition of Martians came to us here and said, 'I want to be baptized,' what would happen? When the Lord shows us the way, who are we to say, 'No, Lord, it is not prudent. No, let's do it this way'? Who are we to close doors? If an alien wanted to be baptized, I would baptize them." As I talked about in my Big Bang video, the Vatican has its own observatory, one in Italy, and it operates a telescope at the University of Arizona in Tucson. The past 2 directors of these facilities have both discussed the topic of aliens. Brother Guy Consolmagno, director of the observatory since 2015, said that any entity, no matter how many tentacles it has a soul. So, yes, he would baptize one if asked. But then he sort of scoffed at the question, saying, "The odds of finding aliens, being able to communicate with them, then plus the scale of the universe, plus the scale of technology, when you add it all up, it's not even a practical question to address." But before Guy was the director, the man before him was Father Jose Funes. Over the years, he has had a lot to say about aliens. In an interview in May 2008, he stated that the possible existence of intelligent extraterrestrials did not contradict church teaching, and ruling out the existence of aliens would be like putting limits on God's creative freedom. He then went on to say that if other intelligent beings exist, it's not certain that they need redemption. They could have remained in full friendship with their creator. After he sat down for this interview that was entitled "The Extraterrestrial is My Brother," many questions began to swirl because the Vatican had never really come together to discuss what their official teaching was. As I said before, they don't like to speculate. They like to make teachings based on facts, and we don't have any facts about aliens. But because so many people were talking about it and asking about it, this one interview led to the Vatican having an official meeting to hash out the details in 2009. Because there were no facts to really go on, these scientists and theologians alike came up with some very vague ideas during their conference. First of all, they agreed with Father Funes that we cannot put limits on God's creativity, and the existence of extraterrestrial life is possible. They also said aliens could be in communion with God, similar to angels, fallen like us, and need saved, or they could be unintelligent life. In my opinion, it's all very unsatisfying and it leaves you wanting more, but as I said, they don't have any facts to go on. So they worked with what they could. They didn't want to say something that science would just disprove in a few years, so they watched their words carefully. For now, this doesn't affect us. Even though statistically it's possible, we haven't found any proof of life on any of the planets we've explored thus far. But it is definitely fun to think about, and it's reassuring to know that the Catholic Church has also thought about it. No matter what is discovered, what really matters is that God created our world intentionally. He created the universe intentionally. Science has proven that our tilt and rotation and seasons are all influenced by other planets and galaxies, etc. So maybe God just made our universe this massive just so the Earth could exist. Or maybe he created other worlds with other creatures out there in that big unexplored place we call space. Either way, I will trust in God's infinite wisdom. Whatever he did, he had a purpose. And I cannot wait to learn more about it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Leave a comment if there's any particular topic that you would like me to cover. If you just want more information on the day-to-day interactions between faith and science, head over to my website at www.catechistscientist.com to read my blog and links to my social media. On both Instagram and Twitter, you can find me at IST2. And if you like this content and would like to help keep it going, please head over to patreon.com/IST2. My patrons for this month get access to videos on alien conspiracy theories. Join the fun. Thanks.